Good to get back out on the field after yesterday's scrimmage. I think we went 102 plays yesterday, which was really good. That was what we wanted to get done, was to make sure that we got in as much game setting as we could to get our players in those situations, to run a bunch of plays live. Obviously, we want to make sure we do our best to stay healthy in those situations, but at the same time, we have to make sure that we're putting ourselves in those game-like situations that we're tackling so we can learn our players so they can get used to it. And as you would probably expect in a first scrimmage like that with live stuff going on, and tackling, there was a lot of missed tackles, especially in the first two series. And so that showed up, and we got better, I thought, in the second half tackling. I thought that the offensive first two series were really good. I thought that, two fumbled exchanges. Outside of that, I think you got 99 plays with only one turnover. So obviously there's a good and bad to that. It's very good because our focus on the ball, it's good for the offense. But obviously defensively, we want to get more turnovers in there.
What happened to Marquise?
He fell over there. They took him in to check him out, and that's about all I know.
You haven't heard anything in terms of his condition?
Nothing that would be completely factual that I'd be able to report.
Do you know if they took him to the hospital?
I'm not sure of that.
How concerned are you when you see that kind of player being escorted off the field?
I was really on in the next play with the guys out there, so I actually didn't. I saw them looking at him, and I had to keep going to the rest of our players, just like we would in a game.
When will you get a report on his condition?
Probably tonight. When we get in there, they'll tell me, and then if he is getting X-rays or something, then they'll tell me then.
If he was not available, how does that change things for you guys?
That's a big glass half empty question right there. If he's not available, then somebody has to step up. Darius Rogers is playing really well. He's the third guy right now, and you have to step up and play like what's happened here before. Next guy's up.
From your standpoint, is it more frustrating you guys wearing shorts today?
Oh, I don't know, because I couldn't really see how he came down, and whether the corner didn't do a good job of staying up, or whether he kind of tripped. So it was a really deep ball, and I really couldn't see the angle of exactly what happened.
What did you see from the quarterbacks after looking back through the film yesterday?
Well, I thought all three of the guys took care of the ball well, like we talked about. With no interceptions, 50 pass attempts and no interceptions. So I thought they did well. Completion percentages were pretty good, and I thought they managed the offense, very little penalties. So I think if we were able to perform the way we did yesterday in a real game, we'd win a lot of games that way.
Through 1 week, any of those three really standing out?
No, I think once again they both have had, or all three have had good moments, and all three have had plays they want to take back. So they got to learn from them and move on.
How about the offensive line play when you're looking at the tape from yesterday?
Thought the first two series it was good. Thought that in the second half it went down a little bit. I didn't think our twos played extremely physical in there and made unusual mistakes for what they had done in practice with some of the young guys. And that's why we go in there and try to make it like a game, so that when those things happen, we're getting rid of them now and not getting rid of them in the real game.
Zach was in there with the ones. What did you see?
Well, I think Zach's probably, we don't see him in the summer, so really the last we have him is spring practice, and then we get him again now. He would be one of the more improved players on our roster. Really, he's lost a lot of weight, increased his flexibility, playing with better pad leverage, but at the same time he's got a long ways to go too.
Well, back to Marquise, how much do you have to protect him from himself, in being such a competitor out here and want to go all out?
Yeah, I think when you have guys like Marquise that are competitive like that, when they do have small injuries, you have to be very careful with them, because they don't really understand how to manage themselves through those injuries and push them too much. Over the years we've had guys like that, so that's our job to manage those guys and know what they can do and what they can't.
How concerned are you every day that goes on? Andre Walker's not back out here, and how do you think Chad Wheeler's doing?
Well, we'd love to have Andre back out here. He was progressing and playing better, and anytime you miss time, obviously it's not a good thing. I think Chad's really done a great job over there. To flip over to be a freshman and play like he has over there, against some really good players. You know, he's going against Devon Kennard and Morgan Breslin every day.
Do you think he can compete with Andre when Andre comes back for that jump?
I do. Yeah, what he's showing, I definitely think he can.
Anthony Brown and Torrey Anderson kind of split reps in the first team spot at one corner. Kevon Seymour's pretty much had the other one locked down. Is that more a statement of you're not seeing as much competition for that spot, or is it just a matter of how well Kevon is playing right now?
I think Kevon was playing really well. He's a little banged up right now. Yesterday, he just played okay. Had some unusual mistakes yesterday, but he was a little banged up going in that. We pushed him to play, and it's not just that he's playing left and those other two guys are playing right. At the end of the day, we'll find the best two and they'll start.
What were your interactions like with Devon last year, after he got hurt? Out for
We tried to involve him as much as we could. Sometimes those guys like to come to the hotel, be involved. Sometimes they don't, and so it just depends. Sometimes they start liking it, and then sometimes it gets rough because they're competitive and they want to be in there. So he's a guy that was around a lot in meetings, always wanting to learn, and has worked extremely hard, and he's improved too.
Sua Cravens was back out there. Is he at 100% yet?
No, Sua didn't practice today.
Oh, he was on the field. Is there
Yeah, he stood out there. He's still not able to practice.
What about Kevin Garrett?
Was not able to practice either.